Hey, welcome. I'm going to show you how to design images for your quiz buttons. So that way it's really simple and you can just follow along. Now, you can see here on a quiz that I'm building that there are buttons. Now, whenever we preview this, you're going to see that it looks nice, super professional, and goes to the next slide. So whenever I click the next slide, it gives you the opportunity to have these buttons, these hover states. And what I want to do is make sure that every button has these images. Whenever I go back and I show the others, there are no images there, and that's because I haven't put the URL links in. So let's go ahead and design these images, and I'm going to show you exactly how to add them to your quiz. Perfect. Jump over to Canva, and there's a link below so that way you can follow along. I'm on my home page, and I'm going to go ahead and create a new design. And what we want to do is we want to make it 200 by 200. So we're going to go over here to custom size, just follow my cursor. And you can see I already have it pre-made because I've done this before, but in this box, you can just type in 200 by 200 and make sure that says pixels. If I click this, you're going to see that it can be in inches, millimeters, centimeters, but we want to be in pixels. So go ahead and create that new design.
I know you're finding this video super helpful right now, but if you wanted to just copy and paste some codes and have an outstanding quiz up and running on your website in the next 5 minutes, then click the link in the description.
Now that this is open, we want to go ahead and give it a name. And so we'll just call this question 1 images, because we want to have 4 different blocks, depending on how many answers your question has. If you have more than 4 questions, you're going to go ahead and add more pages. So we'll go ahead and add a page, and we'll just keep up with how many that it adds. So that's 2, 3, and 4. I know for myself, going back to the first question that we had, it was 4. So I only need 4 here. And you'll see that it has a white background. You're going to need it to be transparent whenever you export it. That's the best way to do that. But that's an option that you have at the end whenever you're downloading. We go over here to elements, and you can search anything you want in this block. And whatever is in the library within Canva, you're going to be able to find. And so with that, if you already have this mapped out for how you want the questions to look and the buttons to behave, then you'll know what to look for. So you want to do that beforehand. I always stress that. But let's say that I just want to use this magnifying glass. You're going to see that it auto-populates in your canvas whenever you click on it. So we're going to go ahead and make this quite large because this is going to take up the entire image space for that button. And now we just want to make sure that it's centered. If you ever need to make it exactly centered, you can go here to position, and then you have these options. This is going to make it much easier on you. And so this is centered to the middle and centered to, or the center and then the middle, depending. But from this, you can edit this in as many ways as you need, okay? The reason why I say that is because it's back out of there, and I'm going to bring up this color icon. Now, based on the colors you want to use within your quiz, the colors that are connected to your company or your brand, this is where you would have that hex code and you can find it. You can type in blue, you can type in whatever you want. But this is something that you want to have on hand, so that way you can choose that. Now I'm just going to use this blue, and then we are going to copy this item. And what I like to do is go ahead and I'm going to Command V here. So I just pasted this onto the next canvas. The reason why I'm doing that is I'm going to do that for all of my canvases, because I want to have uniformity across all of my buttons, meaning I just want all of the pictures to be the same size whenever I'm designing them. So I'm going to go back to my elements and say this time I want a calendar. Well, since I'm on page 1, this is fine. This is what I need. I need to scroll down to page 2 and make sure that I am keeping up with what page I'm working with. And let's go ahead and click that calendar. As you can see, it comes back up in a smaller size. So we need to drag that to a larger size. And then we're going to drag that down so that way it fits and it is the same size as our other item. And now I'm just going to center that, and perfect. So now we just want to go up and click on the color. Good to go. Send that layer backwards. And then we can delete the background. And now we have our calendar. So one thing I like to do, which I didn't show before, but is now that we have page 1, this is going to come up as question 1 images. I'm going to go ahead and put question 1 and then button 1. Reason why is because that's going to help me to keep up with which item I'm working with. This is going to help us once we export all of this as a zip file and then upload it to our media manager. our media folder within GoHighLevel. So I'll do that for the next one as well. Question 1, and then button 2. Next we'll go here and let's pick another icon. So let's say that we wanted to do a calculator. Make that really quick and easy. Grab this, rescale so that way it's roughly the same size. And that works for me. Go ahead and delete that image in the back. And we're going to go back to Q1 button 3. There we go. And now we'll go to, let's say this one is going to be an arrow. And we'll just click this. This is great. And so it already chose what color it needed to be. So we don't need to go in and edit that. We will make sure this is centered and is good. Okay, perfect. So now we have all 4 of these. What we need to do is throw that last headline there. Perfect. Nice. Okay, so I'm going to go up to share and I need to download this. I want to make sure that the transparent background is selected. And we can go ahead and select all pages, pages 1 through 4. If you didn't want all 4 pages downloaded at the same time, then you can go to current page. You can select a different number of them, but you can select them all at the same time. And so what we're going to do is we're going to download that and download. All right, and so it's been downloaded and we want to run over here. What it's going to do is it's going to download as a zip file. So you just go to that on your Finder, find that within the downloads, and then we click open images. That zip file will open for us and now we can get into it. And now we see all of our items here. So I want to go back to my GoHighLevel. And this is the quiz that we were working on, but we're not going to add any of the images into the quiz this way. What we need to do is we need to back out of here. We need to go to our media storage. And this is where we're going to add in more of our photos. So we're going to go here to upload. Just follow my cursor. It will upload from, you'll have the selection. So we go to downloads and then we are going to select all 4. I'm just holding down shift and making selections. So then open, and now it's going to upload from here. So what we want to do is we want to look in the top right hand corner, click on those 3 dots and get linked from there. And then that is where we're going to paste that into the code for each of the buttons. So for question 1, we need to paste that link into the code itself. And so we want to have these written down. Go ahead and grab all 4 of these codes and have them written down for later. So that way we can add them into our working code. Perfect. Now you have all of those URLs written out. We're going to add them into the code. So go ahead and click on question 1. Let's go to this gear icon, go to Edit HTML. We're going to scroll down to where we see our first question. So we have our image cards, and this is going to be for card 1, buying a home. Now this is where we are going to add in our URL, so that way we can make that adjustment. So now you have all of your URLs. We're going to go ahead and add them into the code now. So we want to select the gear icon, go to Edit HTML, head on down to our first image card information, and let's highlight where you're going to be pasting that. So go ahead and paste your code in, and that should give us a new code. So it's going to read that URL. It's going to know where to pull it from. Let's see if it took it. And it did. So you can see the new magnifying glass there. And so we are going to add the other 4 codes in the same way. So you would go to Edit HTML and we would take our next selection, our next URL, and we would head on to card number 2, and you would paste that into this area here. Okay, so you're gonna have to reselect or rehighlight whenever you come back in and just paste that in. Looks like I had 2 G's in that one, and we're gonna click yes, save, and we'll see that it changes. So we're gonna do that for all 4. Okay, edit HTML, head down to our 3rd card. Perfect. Perfect. So now we're going to preview this and make sure that it runs smoothly. And let's go ahead and preview and proceed. And our new images are showing up. So it is reading the code as it's supposed to. It's pulling it from the media storage within our GoHighLevel. And now any item that we use or that we select, it's going to automatically turn that image white because that's already written inside of the code that I've designed. So we click on that and that takes us to our next button. Perfect. And this is how we add images to our code within GoHighLevel. And if you found this helpful, then I think you're going to find this video helpful next. It goes over some information on how to build quizzes and save you some time.